Police in Wisconsin Dells and Lake Delton thwarted a potential threat on the high school there. Police were tipped off that a 16-year-old teen was going to bring a gun to school to hurt another student. Officers found that teen several miles from the school and took him into custody. In our Campaign 2014 coverage now, a new poll is out on the governor's race. Political reporter Jessica Arp is here with some of the interesting numbers inside the poll.
Well, the race at this point is outside of the margin of error for the first time since March. Marquette poll director Charles Franklin says it is at least in part due to a battle of the sexes.
Today we're releasing the newest Marquette University Law School poll.
The release Wednesday of the latest poll for governor showed Scott Walker pulling ahead slightly among those absolutely certain to vote on November 4th, now leading Mary Burke 50 to 45% with a margin of error of 4.1%, adding to his 3-point lead 2 weeks ago.
It's not a very significant thing in the sense that the race can change when we're looking at small differences from poll to poll of a couple of percentage points.
But where percentage points have gotten larger is in the gender gap. Among women, Burke leads 54 to 40%, a lead that has slightly grown since August. But among men, Walker leads Burke 62 to 34%, a 28-point gap Franklin called astonishing.
You think of the gender gap as something that's extremely stable, but it actually has changed quite a bit over the course of the campaign and could change again.
Also open to change is voter perceptions of major stories in the last 2 weeks. Burke's criticism of her jobs plan and Walker's issues with the state holding 33rd in job growth nationwide. Polling showed about half of voters knew about each story. For Burke, it made just 18% less likely to vote for her, with 73% saying it made no difference. For Walker, 26% said they were less likely to vote for him, 65% saying no difference.
I think it's entirely possible we see small wobbles from today to Election Day. As always, looking for a trend is the signal that something's happening. And we've seen very little in terms of consistent trends over the course of the year.
Now, Franklin's poll focusing this time more on results from likely voters rather than registered voters because of the election just being a month away. But among those registered voters, Walker only leads by 1 point, 46 to 45. But at this point, of course, important to say that you intend to vote on Election Day.
Right. Always interesting, though, to hear the story behind those numbers, the gender gap. Very interesting there. Thanks, Jessica.